Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club, 2024. So we started a new season, right? It's our first one, first class in this year. So happy new year, everyone. Happy new year, everyone. And we're starting with a movie called Divergent. Is it correct? Divergent, teacher? Or
Divergent.
Divergent.
Yeah.
And it's I don't remember, 2014 or something like, not too old.
Can't remember.
Something like this.
2014.
Divergent. How we call this, chemicals that I use when I washing, windows and floors? Is it divergent or detergent?
Detergent.
Detergent.
Very similar.
It's the only association I had with divergent.
Yeah. Divergent is going apart. Yeah.
Okay. So we can say that the road was kind of diverged to two routes. Right?
It diverged, into two roads. Yep.
Two roads. Okay, good. I'm not helpless. Okay, let's learn some names. Let's learn characters' names. Well, could you help us?
Beatrice. This is the main character.
Tell something about her.
She's her both parents are from Abnegation.
Okay. She is pretty, she is young, she is going to choose her destiny, right? Soon. Good. Okay. Anything? Her parents, Andrew and Natalie, right?
Yeah. Her brother, twin brother. Her brother is Caleb.
Yeah. So tell us, what does mean twin, brother? What does mean twin?
When is the face is similar?
It's not necessarily about the faces, but it's about your birthday. So what twins has in common?
They both come out. They both come out at the same time.
Same time, right? So they kind
they're
of
both born at the same time. They're twins.
And
sometimes they look alike. If they look alike, we call them identical twins.
Okay, identical twins. Actually, I didn't know this. I thought we have a special name for identical ones.
Just identical twins. So you can be twins, but not look alike. It just means you were born at the same time. You both came out together. If you look the same, we call them identical twins.
Yeah, thank you, teacher Lee. I learned new already. New things already. Okay, Tori. Who is Tori?
The scientist.
Is she a scientist? From what faction she is? I think from Erudites or something. Okay, let's talk about this later. Okay, we have more names. What are very important? Eric, right? Dauntless leader. 4, and I don't remember Max actually. Okay, that's all, right? Okay, let's go to the questions. We have a lot of synopsis, and I read it all because I had to refresh what I watched last week.
Yeah, it's good for refresh.
Yeah. Okay, Gerard, could you please help us with factions and futuristic Chicago?
Okay, what are the 5 factions of the futuristic Chicago society? First, you have the Erudite faction, the master people of the society. Secondly, the Amity faction. They are quite peaceful and they are farmers, usually farmers. But I'm not sure. People who work in the industry, are they the Amity also or no? Because I don't know. It's not clear. But people, they build things, Who build those things?
Yeah. So just you industry workers, like someone
Yeah.
who repairs a car, right? What function it is?
Amity,
The
the other is
workers-
the Candor, the ones that values honesty. They are like a sort of judges. Another one is the Dauntless. They are wearing black in black, and they don't have fear of anything. They are like the police of this society. And the Abnegation faction, this is one that they are the good people who help the others, and because they are altruistic people. They are the ones that rule the society because they are not selfish. So it's the best people to rule the others when you don't care about your own interest, but the general interest. So that's the best. They are the best treated to govern the society. But we
So,
see that later that there are some factions that they don't like that.
So I would think that engineers and builders would probably be erudite, but I could be mistaken. The smart people.
Interesting point, right? But I think that being a farmer, it's kind of needs some intelligence as well. I tried to be a farmer a few times. I thought it's so simple, but I did not get any crops, Okay, so this Chicago, right? So we're talking about Chicago. The city is Chicago city, right? And it's kind of futuristic in what parts? Or what do we know about this kind of future Chicago, Jart? So what do we know?
There is a wall around it. It looks like some war happened in the past, and they are like a sort, like a medieval city with walls around it.
I remember in the beginning there was some kind of narration, and they said that it's because of the big war or something. And also they mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's the only city remains or something like this. So at least they don't have context, I see, with other cities.
But I think the fields are outside the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The fields where the Amity people were, the crops, are outside the city.
Yeah, a little bit weird. You'd think they'd be inside the wall, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we answered this question. So it's kind of interesting that we have only 5 factions, right? Not kind of more. So it seems like a bit strange, I would say. And it's obviously remind us about Indian system, right? Caste system.
A little bit,
Yeah. So we start to think about it because the only difference, or maybe not the only difference, the main difference is that you can choose your faction, right? So you're not kind of obliged to be in one, but you cannot change it, right?
Yeah, what you get one chance to change it. That's it. I don't know why, but
it's so illogical, right? So why? Really, why? So if I go there and I feel like I don't belong there, I'm kind of not good for this, why cannot I change? So what's the reason? We can discuss it later, but it's something strange, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sergey, do you want to add something?
Yes, I agree with you because when you're 17 children, you can't understand who will be in the future. When I was a child, we have special professional courses. We can test at some professional mechanical, electrical, accountant, and a lot of different parts. But you 17, you have to choose the most important truth. But I don't know. It's difficult.
Yeah, and I read some articles that in the modern world, people change their occupations like 3-4 times during the lifetime. So it's not it's not like it's used to be, that I am, a farmer for the whole my life, or I am
I'm example.
Yeah.
I am an example of the choice, and whole my life I was electrician, and then suddenly I started to be a logistic manager. But strange choice for me. It was strange choice for me.
But it's impossible in futuristic Chicago, right? You have to be electrician for the rest of your lifetime.
Maybe.
Uh, personality types, yeah. Well, you know, I'm in Germany now, so I have to complain about Germany and this kind of their school system very specific, I would say. So they make you to make a choice very early. So at the age of 10, you have to choose if you will be in the engineering branch or you don't, because they kind of separate this to different branches of the school.
Yeah, we never had that in the USA. We've got it now. They call it major in high school, but it's not very, I don't think it's very useful.
It's a terrible idea, because, you know, people should choose their way in 10 years old, so it's just impossible.
College students in the third year of college don't even know what they want to major in.
And to add more injury to insult, you know, Germans, what they do, because many people want to be engineering part, they now made it like a competition. You know, you cannot choose. You should to be better than others. And let's say if my child was sick for a week or two, they say, no, you cannot be an engineer because you was sick for too long. And other children are better. So I have, it's just impossible to understand. Yeah. Vasant, please tell us.
Yes, like teacher Lee said, we don't even know what major we should choose. When I was in, I was admitted to the college, I had no idea what I was going to study. You know, it was all my parents' suggestion and their wish, and it happens in every student's life in India. They do not have the choice of their career and everything, and our education system is also makes students like a clerk. The education system we follow is introduced by the colonization, British colonization. They needed only clerks for their administration, so they introduced that kind of education system, and we still follow that system. So that lacks a lot of creativity and the students' motivation. So yeah, it is also the reason, and yeah, we are still struggling to overcome that.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, there are so many Indian people like in engineering now that I think that your education should be, you know, at least on par with many European kind of education systems.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And once I completed my degree, later I started to learn programming by my interest. It interested me, and it looked fun, and I could do many automations by programming. So I learned that after that. But when I was in college, I had no idea. If I had the chance to know the fun behind every uh, education or every field, then I would have been a better student, and I would have scored better. But I don't know where is the issue. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
struggled.
Yes. What college ought to do is in the first year of college, in orientation, when you first start college, they should give you a 1 hour presentation on different fields. If you're a civil engineer, you'll do this kind of stuff. You'll build bridges, you'll build highways. If you're in mechanical engineering, you'll build machines, you'll build, cars. They ought to give you an idea what each field does. We never teach that in America.
Yep. Vasant?
And yes, man, most of the parents wants their children to be a breadwinner, to earn more money, not to take any risks.
Exactly.
If their father is a clerk, then he would want his son to be a clerk too. He would not think above his level. So that's why most of the people don't want to get into a startup or be a businessman to invest something to multiply the money. They just want to get a monthly salary, you know.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I remember how it was in my time, and Sergey, maybe you remember too. So when I was young and have to choose my kind of profession, the two occupations were very popular. You have to be a lawyer or accountant. And you know, 10 years later, we had kind of thousands, you know, 10,000 unemployed lawyers in Russia because everyone wants to be a lawyer. So, it was so funny. Okay, let's go forward. So, who was a factionless? Factionless, I don't know. Was the right pronunciation? Sergey, could you help us with number 2?
Yes, and in this movie, we could see 5 factionless. One, it's erudition. It's people who
Sergey,
work.
I'm sorry. You know, faction is what you're talking about. These 5 branches, they called faction, right? And you're factionless if you don't belong to any of it.
Factionless. Yeah, it's a people who couldn't choose some factions, or who had some problems with the factionless, like fighters who couldn't win some position below a red line. And they moved to factionless, and they lived without money, maybe without pension. I don't know. I couldn't understand where they take money, where they take food and some preferences from government. I don't know, but it's a low segment of peoples without rights.
Yep. Do you think that all the children that, let's say, went to Dauntless faction, they knew that if you don't pass the exam, you go to the factionless? Sergey, what do you think? Do people know these rules that if you don't pass the exam inside your faction, you're going to be factionless?
I think mostly people know about rules, about test, about choice, but to be honest, I don't know how people live without faction when they meet each other. For example, men meet women, they have a baby. I don't know each baby has rules, rights or no. I don't know. It's difficult to understand.
Yeah, but what I asked, I'm not sure that young people who choose Dauntless faction were kind of aware that if they did not win the fight, they will be factionless. So I got an impression that it's like a surprise for them.
Yes, sure. They didn't know before choice, because some people asked the fighters, why did you not inform us before the choice? Maybe I could made some different choice. You are fighters. You don't stop before the problem.
Gerard, please.
I have the feeling that this happened in all the factions, especially imagine Erudite, you are stupid, you go to faction less astray. But
So-
I know Candor, Abnegation, and the other one, it's easy to be, in Candor or Abnegation.
So in Dauntless, there were 2 kinds of tests. When you first joined, it was a physical test. Okay, everybody, jump off the train. Whoa, no training. They just say, jump off the train. Oh, you're too scared? You're out of here. You fail right away. And then there's the simulator test. So you got to pass all these little tests or initiation tests, if you will. Kind of like a college fraternity, right? You got to pass the initiation.
Tishley, do you remember there was a board with kind of competition results? And if you under the bar, right, you are factionless, so you are ousted from this.
Yeah.
Sergey, please.
Scary.
As for me, I would not choose the fighters because for me they looks like a stupid group of people because in the start of this movie they permanently jumps, they run inside the group together, but it's a stupid teenagers for me. It looks like.
Sergey, hold your horses. Let's ask Nesma. Nesma, what do you think? Are all the soldiers and policemen are stupid?
I would agree with Sergey because from the very first scene, they were jumping like animals and there were no discipline at all. They were kind of brutal to people, scary a little bit. They didn't even have a line like the other faction. They were just jumping in, breaking in. That was not human to me.
Yeah, Nesma,
I
but in
agree
real
with
life, we have a lot of kind of professions like this, right? Soldiers, policemen, firefighters. So they have to be physically strong, to be competitive, and to risk your lives, their lives. So what do you think?
maybe
Is it
during trainings, not on streets between civilians. I don't think so. I don't know.
Not all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Sergey.
I like football so much, and sometimes I watch the interview of footballer, and I feel the blood from my earth when I listen to them. I'm unfortunately, because I like they as they played football.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I think we have a lot of things to talk about this movie. It's a good one. But let's go with the plot. Salma, would you like, please, to answer number 3? No, I'm not sure if you're here. Salma.
Yes, of course, I'm here.
Yeah. Could you please answer number 3?
Yeah, when Beatrice gets tested to determine her most suitable career faction, what did the outcome? First, the result is inconclusive. She's suited for Abnegation, Erudites, and the Dauntless, and this is a rare case called Divergent.
Yeah. And in your opinion, being a Divergent is a good thing or bad thing?
Sure, it's a good thing.
In the movie.
No, in the movie, it's a very special thing that make the others want to kill the Divergent because they treat the Divergent as their enemy, who is different, who is special and unique, and has some different characteristics in his personal.
Yeah, but what is the logic behind this? So why Divergent people are bad? What is the logic?
I think because they divided all the society into 5 factions, and they want all the society to go on the path that they draw to them, and they don't want any one of them to feel empathy with the other faction. So when she related to 3 factions, that means one time she will feel empathy with another faction, and they don't want that to happen.
Yeah, good answer, I think. So it's kind of a gray zone, right, between black and white, and you can have kind of you're a troublemaker, actually, right, for this kind of society.
Yeah. They want a herd, just to go without thinking. All this faction go there, so I'll go with them without thinking.
Yeah. Do you think we have something in real society, something like this? So how we treat people who are kind of have multiple talents? Is it a bad thing or good thing?
In this movie, they consider what we call divided loyalty. It's like having 2 passports. If there's a war between your 2 countries and you've got 2 passports, who are you going to support? Your loyalty is divided.
Yeah. But I think that if you speak about
Yes.
this, not about like loyalty, but about your talents, right? So your kind of things that you're doing good. So in this sense, the more things you kind of have talent with, the better, right? In my opinion.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one, number 4. Vasant, could you please help us with number 4? And if you remember who is Marcus.
Who is Marcus?
Marcus is abnegation leader.
Leader.
Okay, Marcus Hidden Abnegation leader. Ah, okay, yeah. The bad guy or yeah, I hope so.
We have a hint. We have a hint here.
Yeah, that he hit his own son, yeah. And there was an allegation that he abused his son. So I believe there's a rumor is going on about this, and they were investigating it. If it gets proved, then he will get his punishment, I believe. They were expecting the verdict soon, and yeah,
And
that was it.
I think it's a special thing because he's from abnegation, right? So he has to be especially kind of selfless, right? And thinking about other people. So if you hit your son, it's something not logical with your function.
Yeah, so a mental problem, maybe, yeah.
Vasant, can you please take the next one? Because you got a very short
Yeah,
question.
another rumor also the Erudite wants to rule instead of Abnegation.
Yeah, what
Oh
do you
yeah,
think?
the Erudite. Yeah, the Erudite means they are they are in charge of law and making judiciary work. Is that right? Erudite? I believe so.
Erudite, yep, erudite.
That's
So,
Abnegation,
Mhm.
abnegation's the government, right? They're the government officials.
oh,
Erudite is thinking, we're the smartest. We ought to be the boss.
Mhm.
So there's a rumor that Erudite thinks they ought to control the government.
okay.
It reminds me one real life story when some Soviet general wrote a book and he said, "This smart scientist asked me to make a probation of the nuclear weapon that much likely will destroy the Earth." And I said no because I cared about the Earth. So. But they were very interested in this experiment. So, and it makes me think that, that if you are smartest enough, it doesn't mean you should rule. Yeah, but what do you think, Vasant? Is it kind of, if you are, is it correct to say that the smartest people should be in charge of everything? Like, scientists should rule the world.
No. If it's true, then we have to hand our life over to the robots and AI. No, we can't rely on smartest people all the time.
If you know any PhDs in academics, they're to me the dumbest people in the world. They know a lot about a little bit and nothing about anything else, and they think they're so smart.
Sometimes I think
PhDs scare me.
These people with PhDs, these scientists, they are of course the elite of the society, but in my opinion, to be smart in something, you have to be focused on something, like very narrow, focused on something, and that's why they see the world very kind of from one point of view. It's like now in Germany, Germany has the most expensive electricity in the whole world. Why? Because we care only about green problems, only about climate change. We don't care about anything else. So it doesn't think like, I don't think about this like about something good. Yeah. Sergey, please.
Yeah, it's interesting topic because I can't understand how German people thinks and how German government thinks because the German small country, if we compare with Africa and with Russia and with China, and for your information, maybe it will be surprise. Russia, Africa, and China and Saudi Arabia don't think about green saving, and Germany can't save our planet because we have the global nature, global. From the other side, I understand that we have to save more forests, more. I don't know.
Actually, it's a pain point, you know, for me. So let's say, and it's a fact that Germany has 2% in the whole world CO2 kind of what we call it, emission, right? So 2%.
Yeah.
So if we put it to zero, it will change nothing, right? So just nothing. 2 is already just few, right? But from the new year, we have additional tax for CO2 emission in Germany for everything, you know. So prices just go up, and we try to reduce this emission, which will change nothing, you know. So people just suffer for suffering. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that many people are happy with this, but government actually is very happy. Okay, let's go to the next one. Choosing ceremony. Nesma, could you help us with this? Number 6.
Right, the purpose of the process of the choosing ceremony. So the purpose is gathering all the 16-year-old kids to choose their own faction by making kind of an injury to their hands and putting a drop of blood in the what is it, the pot of a faction they choose, right? And just saying goodbye to the old faction that they used to belong to, saying goodbye to their families, never seeing them again, and joining the new with a new life.
Yeah, do you remember there was a kind of saying, something like faction before blood, right?
Yes.
So they were,
Yes.
so was a motto.
So loyalty is for faction, not for family, right?
Yeah, yeah. And do you like the idea to cut your hand with a knife that many people used before you?
The same knife. I was wondering about this, but it wouldn't matter, right? If they are going to join Dauntless, this is going to be dangerous anyway. They don't care about health or any safety procedures, so it wouldn't matter.
Terrible idea, I think.
Bad idea, yeah.
Yeah, but teacher wrote that it's a ritual, right? So ritual, you just follow this. I don't know.
It's a little barbaric to me. You know, it's like, you know, the cowboy and the Indian, right? They cut their hands and mingle their blood brothers. A little bit too, yeah, I don't like that.
It was a trend for relations like 5 years ago. When a couple gets along together, they do this, like eating their blood together, like having an injury in their hands and put the blood together.
In modern world, right? In modern world with modern medicine, everyone should understand that mixing blood is a bad idea whenever you do this, right?
Oh, very bad idea.
Oh, this is disgusting, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, AIDS is what made this a problem.
Yeah.
When
I have AIDS and you have AIDS too.
When AIDS first came out, yeah. When AIDS first was discovered, it was fatal. You would die within 5 years.
Yeah.
So if you got AIDS from somebody, you were going to die within 5 years. So, you know, mixing blood became a big deal when AIDS came out because you could die if someone else's blood got in your blood. You know.
Yeah. So don't do this, right, Sergey? Don't do this in your job, even if you got promotion or something, you know. Don't mix blood with your other bosses.
Not.
Okay, number 7. Whoa, please.
I want to
okay,
add
sorry.
about the ceremony. I like this moment because it looked like a senate in ancient Rome, and in the places looks like different people with different clothes. It looks like a very emotional and very traditional when a lot of people see when you make a choice. But
Yeah, so it's a public, right? So it's kind of ritual, it's public, so everyone see, right? You kind of make your promises, right? So I belong to this faction from this moment. So yeah, it's looked good. Yeah.
It's like Harry Potter's sorting hat, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, number 7, please.
Describe the initiation act that Triss must pass to get into Dauntless.
Yep.
She must jump off a train to some building. Then she need to jump in a hole.
Yeah, Tishley wrote the pit, right? It's a probably better name for this hole.
Scary.
The pit.
Yeah.
And you don't see anything.
Yeah, you don't see the bottom of this pit, right? So it's kind of, what's the word? Abyss, right? Literally abyss, how it's called.
Abyss, yeah.
It's like an abyss. So you just jumping into the black hole, right?
So
that's
the best example of blind faith I can imagine.
Yeah.
Jump down, way down into that black hole. You'll be okay. No.
Yeah. And actually, I have very few examples like this. So even in military service, they never asked me to do something like this. Never. Sergey, what do you think? Yeah, Simon?
Yeah, but I think because also she can be erudite, so she is smart enough to think that they cannot harm them at the beginning of joining this faction. Because of that, she chose, yes, okay, I'll jump. Because she's sure that there will not be any harmful thing for her.
Well, if she had jumped off the train a little bit later, she'd be dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't trust them to, oh, gee, one of them failed. Well, too bad. I may not care if you die.
But this hole, it's very terrifying. Yeah. So sure, be safe for her.
Well, actually, I like it, her choice to jump the first one. I think it's the best one, because if you see people jumping and hear the screams, to be a second and third one, it's not something pleasant, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let's go further.
You can skip if you want to, Ivan. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's find something there. What is Capture the Flag game? Gerard, could you help us with number 10?
Describe what happens during the Capture the Flag game. Okay, Triss is with 4. I don't know. Okay. How do you call this?
Castle? Tower?
Yeah, this tower, but it's a amusing park, attraction. The circular. How do you call that? Let me check.
Call what?
Circular area, right?
The Ferris wheel?
Yeah, Ferris wheel, yes.
Ferris wheel, yeah.
Ferris wheel. There is one very popular in London, it's called the Eye.
So she had an idea. Instead of just blindly wandering over there, let's go up high and look around.
A vantage point.
Yeah, vantage point. So she was thinking like an erudite.
Yes. And 4, she found out that 4 was afraid of heights.
Yeah.
his weakest point.
Yeah.
So they managed to take the how do you call the place, a bell, the tower of where the flag was hidden.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe a tower, a clock tower. If it has a clock, we call it a clock tower.
Okay.
A church tower, castle tower. Yeah.
Mhm.
A bell tower, okay. Or belfry? Belfry?
Belfry, yep, belfry.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, but in general, so it's kind of a competition, right, between two teams. And I like it the way how they choose the team, right? So they choose two leaders, and then every leader kind of can choose a member of their team, right? So it's a kind of a fair way to spread, kind of to split.
It's like a paintball fight.
Yeah,
A paintball fight, but the bullets instead they produce pain. They produce pain, very strong pain.
Yeah. Once I remember on YouTube there was a competition between a very famous, how it's called, paintball team and real kind of commando. And what do you expect from this?
Who won?
So Commander killed them right in a half of minute. So it was it was so unexpected. But I enjoyed to watch it. Yeah. Okay. Let's skip a few. And Sergey, could you please tell us about this simulation room and what was the problem? So now numbers 13 and 14.
14. How does 4 decide to help Triss pass and common simulator testing? As we know, she was a Divergent, and Divergent understands that it is a simulation. Usual people can't understand it, and they have to fight using traditional tools, thinking and logical and other. But Divergent can break glass using one finger because she's understand. And 4 explained to Triss it's not a good way, because after this the commission understood that this is Divergent, because she understood inside the simulation this is the simulation. And they make some tests, and inside the tests, inside the simulation, he explained, for example, when you stay on the bridge between two high buildings, you can't jump because it's not right way. You have to fight, you have to go along the bridge, you have to find some tools, and they have several simulation. And when she has a big test inside the commission, she could make a good choice inside the simulation, and the commission didn't understand this is a Divergent.
So divergent, right?
Divergent. Divergent.
Yeah, so she was kind of a double agent, right? So she she understood what to do and what not to do, right? And she had to pretend. So I forgot about my erudite part. I remember only on about my Dauntless part.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what would Jesus do? What would a Dauntless do? Not what would an erudite do?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So you got to focus your, what would a Dauntless person do?
Yeah, and it's kind of makes the simulation harder, right? Makes this exam harder. So it's not what I have to double think every action, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Salma, could you please help us with 15 false fears?
Describe force 4 fears in his mock situation run. First of all, he is afraid of heights. Of that, they are not surprised when they found themselves on the top of the bridge, a high bridge. Secondly, I think that he is afraid of his father because he was beating him when he was a child with his belt, I think. Second one, from the narrow places, when he is locked in a cell or something like that, in the narrow places, from narrow places, and bridge and narrow places. His father. I think that
the gun. The gun.
Yes, the gun. Yes, shooting someone that he like. I think. Yeah. Teacher, thank you for your help.
Okay, Salma, if you go under this simulation, what would be the first fear? What do you think?
I think from the cockroach, you know, it's an insect that I hate it. I hate insects. Really, I can scream once I see them. Yes. I think they will appear in any situation.
Spiders, snakes. So people have a lot of fears.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, when we watched the movie, I asked Wo about his fear and my fear. I immediately thought about snakes. So it's the first one. So what would I be scared of? Okay, give me a snake and I will be screaming like, you know, a little girl.
Falling into a snake pit with hundreds of snakes. Ah! Yeah.
How would you deal with that?
Oh God.
No
I'd
solution.
I would die.
Okay, what about you? What would be your first, you know, fear in the simulation test?
I remember about insects, the story from the girl. I don't like insects so much.
Yeah, you see,
the small insects everywhere.
Yeah, it seems like we share some, you know, common fears, right? Fears. Yeah. Vasan, so Nesma, help us. What would you be your examination? Or what would you be scared of?
For me, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. When it comes to shoot your, you know, own family,
So
that would be that would be a hard one to
yeah, understandable.
Prove your loyalty. Kill your dad.
Nesma, what would be yours?
I guess deep water. I go out of breath when watching videos for people swimming or diving. I like something like that.
Fear of drowning. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But you your eyes like.
Huh?
But I think, Nisma, you can look at the glass and say it's not real. So you embrace it.
I hope so. I hope it works.
Remember Matrix? The little kid bent the spoon.
Yeah.
And Neo said, "How did you do that?" There is no spoon.
This isn't real.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it worked in real life, you know. So I would, you know, I would wake up on the morning Monday and say there is no task for me. Okay, let's go to the next one. Vasant, could you please take 18 and maybe 19? So about Erudites.
Yeah, why do the Erudites want to mind control the Dauntless? Maybe because they wanted to kill all the factionless in order to save the resources, I believe. And they think that Dauntless are, you know, dead weight. Then they are no use to them. So that's why they kill them. They wanted to kill them with a special drug. They used it to, you know, how to say that? Not seduce, but what do we call that?
I think you're thinking about mind control, right?
Yeah, mind control. Yeah.
They told Dauntless, we're going to put a tracker in your neck so we can track your location. But it wasn't a tracker.
Yeah. How they called it? It's a serum, right, or something. It was
Serum, yeah, serum.
I actually did not see this word too much. Serum. It's just a I don't know what is it.
Serum is a medicine or a chemical that you put into a needle and inject into your body. So if it goes into a needle, we would call it a serum.
So it's a kind of a common name for many different chemicals, right? If it's a needle.
Correct. If it goes into a needle to use it, we call it a serum.
I see. Thank you. And what are there names for this that that we inhale? There is a device that make a spray into your nose or something. So it's not a serum, right? It's something different.
Yeah, we wouldn't call that we wouldn't call that a serum. It's the same idea, but
yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what do you know? So erudites, Sergey, please.
Yeah, and I remember the funny story from the COVID time when some people thought about serum. They put you using the COVID medicine, and I can't understand how this serum could using as a managing
mind controlling device.
Yeah. But I remember a lot of stories about COVID small control manager devices.
Yeah, believe it or not, I don't know how it was in different countries, but in Russia, many people seriously thought that this COVID vaccination is your tracker device. So they inject you a tracker device. So there was many speculations like this. So people try to avoid this, and because they did not want to be tracked.
Yes, Bill Gates. Yes, Bill Gates.
They said it was Microsoft doing this.
Yeah.
And I think we will not be so happy soon, because I read an article yesterday that they found another virus another virus, and they are very scared already that it will be it will have more impact than COVID had. So be prepared to another lockdown, I think.
Virus X.
Virus 6, exactly. You heard as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
New York,
we are waiting.
New York has implemented a mask mandate in hospitals again. They're so terrified.
Probably
did they give it the name already? I'm trying to just ignore this type of news because they just terrify me, and I feel like I'll have to do something, whereas I can't do anything. So I'm just
and they tell you this variant is not more serious. So who cares?
Yeah. I don't care. I'm planning not to care any longer, actually.
Yeah.
I'm worried a lot, because Germany was the most strict country about the lockdowns in the COVID time. So I think I will be sitting 3 years more in the lockdown,
Oh, God.
because of this. And probably this video will be deleted from YouTube because we sarcastically discuss.
Yeah, we said COVID. Yeah, you can't say COVID on YouTube. Terrible.
Okay, so let's go back to the plot. So Erudites, they want to take the charge, right, of the world from what it was, Abnegation, right? That's why they use Dauntless as their soldiers, so they might control them and kind of pointed them to Abnegation, right? Were they about to kill all the Abnegation members or just take control? I'm not sure. Probably
they were gonna kill them all. Remember, they were killing them.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting because erudites. We think about smart people like about kind people, but it's not. It's different tools, right? So you can be smart and evil at the same time. Exactly. Yeah.
Scary.
Okay, what went wrong? Let's learn this. So do we have a question about this? Number 20, I think. Nesma, could you please help us with number 20?
Yeah. What happens during Erudites roundup of Abnegation members? Do you want me to talk about the conflict between Triss and Thor and the other party? Or what part do you want me to talk about?
Let's-
I think Triss met her mother.
Yeah, this one. I think let's talk about, this, how we call this, uprising event or just attempt to take power.
Uprising, coup, insurrection.
Yeah, insurrection, to take over the government, right? Coup. So we are talking about this kind of mind controlling things, right?
So the Erudites wanted to control people and get rid of the homeless, the affectionless
No,
people.
but it was not homeless, it was obligation, right? So they wanted to rule the world, Erudites. If I'm
Yeah,
correct.
because they thought they are worth it,
Mhm.
right? Not the abnegation. Oh yeah. That's right. So I believe they wanted to take control and to take them out of their positions, take control of the society, and because they are worth it and stuff like that. So the soldiers or the Dauntless members were having the guns aimed toward the abnegation member, right?
Mhm.
Ready for order to shoot them to death. That's when.
Remember, Nesma, that some of the Dauntless were not affected by the shot. What happened to those people?
Oh, they were killed because they are divergent.
Okay, so Eric killed one guy because Divergent, bam, killed him dead. Whoa!
Said, gonna be fine. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But Thor and Triss, they managed to hide, right? That they are divergents, right? So they survived.
Yes, both of them are divergent, and they wanted to rescue the family of Triss, so they caved. And I'm not really sure what is the answer here.
Well, was Thor affected by the shot?
No.
Yes.
He was pretending to be.
No, Thor was mind controlled.
Yeah.
Was Triss affected by the shot?
Nope.
No. Okay. So Triss saw that Divergent get shot. So Triss said, I better pretend to be affected. Okay. So Thor was her enemy. And a guy named Will was her enemy. And when she was discovered, Thor was going to kill her, but she convinced Thor, because of his fear of killing the innocent, she said, I'm going to look you in the eyes. If he looks him in the eyes, he can't shoot him. So she was able to break the mind control. So Thor and Triss became free and were trying to escape, and Triss had to kill someone, remember?
Yep.
She had to kill one of her friend's boyfriend. Okay. So that's the kind of things that went wrong here. Okay.
He didn't kill him.
She killed a guy named Will.
Yes, but she called him more than one time to be sure that he is fully under their control.
He was about to kill her, right? She was defending herself, maybe.
Yeah. Will was mind controlled, so he was going to shoot her, so she had to shoot him. But he was the boyfriend of one of her girlfriends.
Yeah.
So it was a bad situation. Okay.
Yeah.
And Natalie got killed. That was her mother. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Do you remember
Well,
this
so-
one?
Hmm?
Well, I understand. I understand that this part was kind of complicated to understand, right? Many things happening at the same time, so it's why we are here, right? To discuss it, to understand it more clear. So don't be, don't something about.
No, thank you for helping out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's
I
fun
remember
anyway.
that they were about to kill all the Abnegation members, right? So and it
Yeah.
came to her family, to Triss family as well, right?
Yeah, that's
Because her father was in Abnegation, right? And they used to live in the same, I don't know how it's called, district, right? Where all the Abnegation people, right? So,
her mother was disguised to be obligate. Yeah.
and do you
Yeah.
remember the secret of her mother? That's the one we didn't discuss yet. So it
Yeah,
was,
she was the Divergent, but she made it out of the Dauntless, and she was hiding among the Abnegation members.
yeah. So actually, it's kind of an exception, right? An exclusion from the normal process. So she should be factionless, right? But she somehow managed to change the faction. We're talking about her mother, right?
I think like Triss, somebody helped her hide the test result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe Tori helped her mom too, because Tori helped Triss hide the test result. So maybe Tori helped her mom, back in the past.
Okay, so what do we know? So there was a kind of a uprising, a coup in progress, right? So the Erudites tried to mind control Dauntless and take a power from Abnegation. But things go wrong because some people like Triss, they were not controlled, right?
Yeah, Divergent.
Yeah, they were divergent. Coup, да? Actually, is it a coup? Right?
Coup, yep, just coup.
Coup, okay.
Yeah.
Well, never know how to read these English words.
Well, it's a French word,
French
that's
word.
why. It's
Yeah,
a
but you
French
know what?
word.
Literally, like a few years ago, about the Egyptian revolution, everybody was saying coup. Coup. So it's really common in the non-English speaking countries to say coup. If we say coup, nobody would understand.
Yeah, but in English, if you say coupe, we think of a car. If you say coup, we know you're talking about an insurrection. So you have to pronounce it correctly for English speakers.
Yeah.
But it's a French word, so that's why it's pronounced strangely.
Yeah. But it's a good point, Nesnes. It's funny enough that we have two different English, Globish one to for the people, yeah, and proper English, it's interesting. Okay, so let's answer the next one. I think we understand that Triss and 4 tried to stop the process, right? So how they manage it? Well, can you answer number 22?
How does Triss and 4 stop the killing process initiated by Janine? They fought very long, but then they injected the serum, I guess, and they controlled him.
So it's kind of an irony, right, in this. So you try to mind control us, we mind control to you, and and what we did, we say just stop this thing, right? So we did not know how to stop it, so you stop it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny enough, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have the last one, I think. So, and because I think it's the last one because we have 2 more episodes of this this movie. Yeah. Gerard, could you help us? So, what happened with Triss and 4?
They take the train and they go to the border of the city. I think they are going to go outside of the city.
What do you think? What will happen? Or you already watched the continuation?
Yeah, I watched the two sequels.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll find out many things, many unexpected things. Yeah, it's
Twists are
interesting.
coming. Yeah.
Mhm.
Twists are coming.
Okay. So we kind of answered the questions, but if you have anything, to clarify, so it's a good time to ask some. And we can like kind of discuss in general. So did you like the movie or not? So what parts do you like? What were good, what was not?
Mhm. The conclusion of the movie, that choosing some factions is not wise, because the Dauntless and the Erudite, you are not good enough, you will be kick off to the factionless people. So it's better, Amity or Abnegation. At least if you don't behave, you just need to behave properly. For
And
the
I think
Candor,
we can find some parallels in real world, right? So people choose, let's say, political parties, right? They say we are Democrats now. And that's mean for us that we, follow some common beliefs and protocols, even if we don't want to, right? So it's interesting, but it exists. Yeah, functional divisive, right? So
Divisive. Yeah.
they divide us. Yeah.
Us and them, right? Us and them. Yeah.
and why, my question, why the parents don't prevent their children, that be careful if you choose Dauntless. You are not good enough, you are going straight to,
Yeah.
factionless.
Yeah, you fail Dauntless, you may die. You fail the
Erudite,
other
it's not the
ones.
same. Erudite, it must be the same. If you are not intelligent enough, you go straight to factionless. You cannot change.
Yeah. And also I think that, it's something in human nature to belong to some group, and there are many experiments when, there is a flat structure, people start to make groups immediately. So we are with you against you. So it's something that people need.
Yeah.
Interesting one. Okay, what do you think? Should we take a continuation of this movie, the sequel?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
want to know what happened?
Mhm.
Okay, so then let's take a next part. What it's called? I forgot. Okay,
Insurgent.
Insurgent. Okay.
Rebellion, right? Rebellion.
Rebellion. Okay, for today we have a few pictures. We don't have too much time, but we can do, I think, one at least. Gerard, could you please start with this one?
It looks like a dining room. But which
No,
faction is it?
not dining. It's more like
Laboratory?
laboratory.
Laboratory, yeah. We can see microscopes. I don't know. Those glasses, conic shape. How do you call it?
Flasks.
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 Kind of triangular. Yep.
The outfit, they wear a white shirt and black pants.
No
slacks.
lab
No
coats.
slacks.
Yeah, no lab coats.
Yes,
Okay.
very serious outfit.
And I like this huge kind of balloon on the left. It's probably for some gas, I guess. Tank, right?
Yeah.
So,
Stainless steel, right?
So this is
Stainless
the
steel.
erudite laboratory.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I also noticed it. Can you see this small kind of, what do you call, wheels with the chair?
Wheels. Yep. Yeah, they can roll. You can
Mhm.
roll the tables.
Yeah, so it's very kind of simple to change the configuration of the lab. So
Yep. Everything's movable or rollable. Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Well, when people think about scientists, they often think about laboratory and some chemical things, right? but it's not always true, right? So physicians or let's say sociologists, they don't need any any gas and any chemical in their work. Natural lighting and the kind of sailing doesn't look accurate to me. Some kind of duct tape here on the sailing.
I can't tell. It might be a ventilation duct, you know, a vent. I don't know. Can't tell.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
But it's a clean place, right? Easy to clean. No carpet,
Yeah.
stainless
Mm.
steel, you know,
Yeah.
easy to clean.
Okay, let's see the next one. Sergey, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's a test place where Triss received the results of analysis, and we can see a chair with device for mind and lady who controls this process using laptop, and this laptop is located on the floor, not for sitting. I don't know how it's named, floor when you stay.
Yeah, standing desk, right?
Standing desk, yep. Yeah, it looks like a laboratory.
Yeah.
We can see not enough details, only selling flights and the floor with squared.
Yeah, it's called tile, right? The floor, this way, ceramic tiles, I think.
Ceramic tiles, yeah.
Mhm.
And big mirror.
Mirror, exactly. So it looks like a medical thing, right? So I expected, you know, it's something that can be cleaned easily, right? So maybe it's some kind of blood on the floor or something. Looks
Yes,
intimidating.
as we know, on the mirror can stay some guys for watching this process. I
Observation,
think
yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it can be, how we call it, one-way transparent, right? One-way transparent mirror. So sometimes it's in an investigation room.
Yeah, we just call them one-way mirrors. Yeah.
One-way
One
mirror.
way view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Ah. Well, could you describe this one? And please name the materials inside those barrels or what it is.
Someone is choosing the faction.
Okay.
Uh,
So we can see 4 plates, right?
mhm.
Okay. What are inside them?
Stones,
Stones.
water,
Mhm.
dirt.
Soil, I would say, you know. So the right one is a soil
This
to
is for farmers.
farmers, yeah. And the left?
Oil.
Coil. Why coil? And why stone? Stone may be dauntless, you know, they dauntless. You cannot down the stone, I think.
I see.
The fire and the coals are Dauntless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tempered steel, right?
Yeah.
Like Russian tempering, right? If you're a coal or something, you've been through the fire. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. And it's what is this? It's a piece of clothes, white napkin, something.
Yeah, maybe a bandage for your cut. Yeah.
And one knife, right? For everyone. So what a terrible idea. I would bring my own knife, right?
Yeah.
I just saw we can see these logos, right? Small symbols on these plates.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the cover page of the first slide,
Yeah.
Vasant put the logos here.
Okay. So Amity, right? Probably Abnegation, Candor,
Yep.
Dauntless,
Dauntless,
and 5
Erudite.
Mhm.
Erudites. So Erudites.
The intelligentsia, the triangle with the eye in the middle.
Okay, so they are water, right? They are water. Fire is a coal. Well, okay, very
Fire, coal fire.
yeah. Coal fire, logical.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Good. Okay, let me skip some. Wow, good one. Salma, would you like to describe this picture?
Yes, I think that they are here. They are fighting or training on fighting. They are boxing. It's a kind of boxing. Also, there are, or they are fighting couples, one opponent against the other. And also there is an orange bags, but I don't know exactly what is the name of it.
Punching bag.
Yes.
Punching bag. You punch
bag.
it.
Yeah. Punching bags. That's it's an open, it's not open area, but it's a wide area.
I would say,
where
can I say it's a hangar, or how called hangar? So huge area for
Yeah, hangar or warehouse. Yeah.
warehouse. Okay.
And also the light is different. Just it's in a square shape for each group.
Yeah. Looks like Sparta, right? Spartanian conditions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Light, yes.
Yep. Spartan like, just fighting. Fighting is the focus.
Yeah.
And I think this can this yellow thing, it's kind of a crane, right? So you can move it. I think.
Looks like some kind of heavy lifting crane.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have in there that's heavy lifting, but
Bodies, dead bodies. Okay. Speaking of dead bodies, right? Vasans, could you please describe this picture? The bridge incident. It has a name. Vasans, can you? Okay. Nesma, maybe you can describe this episode or picture?
Yeah, sure. Actually, this movie leaves me confused a little bit, because sometimes I feel like they are very primitive society after war, and sometimes I feel like they have advanced technology and advanced machines and stuff like that. But in this scene, we can see that this is very primitive, and the bridge, it's like a cave for me. It's not like a building, but it is a building.
Looks
And
like
even the bridge was not built for human beings. It was just like, some bars of metal thrown between the two sides. Like you can make it sometimes, and you can fall and die sometimes. It's
Nesma,
really hard.
you know what I think about this kind of it? I think it's a marble mine. I have seen such in Turkey. So it's a kind of a mountain, and they kind of make marble square plates from it.
Yeah, we call it a quarry.
Quarry.
Yeah. Maybe because the nature of tasks that they have is very dangerous, that no normal building would be suitable for them. I don't know. But I can see that this is one of the scenes that gives me the impression of being primitive society there.
I think Dauntless has to be fearless, right? So they have kind of a dangerous hangout.
Yeah, but teacher, this bridge is very it was used for the daily routine. It's not for training. They pass through it every day.
That's correct. You're expected to be fearless. And Dauntless, you have to constantly prove you're fearless. No problem walking across that. No problem at all, Yeah.
That's my point is, Dauntless, they are like soldiers, right? So if you ask soldiers to build something, it will be like this. So they are not engineers, right? It will be metal and probably painted into green color. So it's what all they want,
Yeah, no stairways. Just hang a rope. We'll climb up the rope,
I can't agree with you, Ivan, because in my country, soldiers are holy, that we cannot criticize them. So I don't want to, I don't want to get jailed or something. So no, I don't agree.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting cultural kind of observation, because in my country, soldiers, they kind of cost less than dogs,
Uh, yeah, the volunteer army, the losers. Yeah.
Okay, but I think we learned the good word from this picture. So quarry is an interesting one, right? So it's good one.
Also, another word, chasm. Chasm, the hole, it could be called chasm.
Yep. The bridge is over a chasm.
Yeah, good.
You don't want to get vertigo.
Yeah, good one. Okay, I think it's enough for today. Thank you for this conversation. So it was I think, good movie to watch after all. So I like it, the action. I like it a few twists. I always like twists. So I can do nothing with this. Yeah. Okay, so let's see next week, right? We have a continuation, sequel of this movie. So see you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Teacher Lee.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye-bye.